everyone, Westlaw here, and welcome back to Westlaw Plays FTB Infinity. You may have noticed around our warehouse factory room there's quite a bit of changes. I've installed a lot of the machines I was going to install. I've also installed over here, if you look behind me, some macerators and some redstone furnaces, not redstone furnaces, sorry, electric furnaces from IC2. I've also increased our battery size over there as well because I was running into some battery problems. So we've got quite a lot of changes. However, at the moment, everything feels still a bit too manual. So what we're planning to do today is get into the logistics pipes. As you can see over here, I've already got the mod up in NEI. Now, logistics pipes is all based around this little doohickey here, the basic logistics pipe. And if you bring that up, that's got quite a hefty crafting recipe. We need hardened aluminium glass, fused core or hardened glass, cobblestone transport pipes, diamond transport pipes, and golden chipsets, and that gives us 8. That's still really quite expensive. So why is it so good? Well, the reason why logistics pipes is so good is because of the versatility of the mod. It's kind of based around Buildcraft, in the sense that Buildcraft has pipes. You can transport things using redstone engines. If you've not seen that before, if we take a quick look behind here, here we are. I've made myself a redstone engine, so anything inputted into this macerator will in actual fact, once it's been macerated, make its way through this pipe, down through the floor, you can't quite see it, and into this electric furnace. And that's fine. It's fine when you want things to go to one place, and that's it, which is the case here. However, if I want things to be moved around automatically, Buildcraft pipes, although it's got some sorting options and filtering options, is not so great at that. It's certainly not great at doing it actively. It will do it passively, so when things enter pipes and what have you, it will passively filter them. It will not, however, actively pull items from inventories and that sort of stuff, which is where we're going to get our automation from. So I suppose, first things first, let's get started with some basic logistics pipes. So as I mentioned, we're going to need some hardened glass. Now I already made an induction smelter because I knew I was going to need this. For this I need 4 obsidian powder and 1 pulverized lead. Or, in fact, I can use the ingot, which is nice. Okay, let's see. Well, I've got some obsidian powder ready made here. I've got 6, so I need at least 2 more to make this worth my while. Okay. This is actually fairly easy to get our hands on now we've got our rock crusher. In fact, it's the only way to really get it, at least initially. All we do is throw a crushed obsidian in there, and that, with the awesome sounding rock crusher, should give us our obsidian dust. Wonderful. We now throw this into our induction smelter with obsidian dust and lead ingot. And just while that's cooking up there, oh, that's got a sound now. It didn't used to have any sound effects. Cool. While that's cooking up very quickly, I'll show you the recipe. It's much the same as most thermal expansion machines. Why am I putting at there? I don't know. That's not going to work, is it? That's also not going to work because I'm not spelling it correctly. Here we are. Fairly expensive recipe requiring Invar gears, Invar ingots, and of course our machine frames. Now, of course, I've only crafted a basic version, so we've got crushed obsidian, etc., etc. You've seen me craft that before. Won't do it again. Where's that gone then? Oh, okay. Something to note, if you don't already know, about thermal expansion machines is they are eye-sided. You can configure how they input and output and all that sort of thing. So as this was set to red output, it detected an inventory here and threw it in here. Fortunately, it didn't throw it into the fermionic fabricator and actually start melting it down. I don't think it can do that anyway. I think it only works with vanilla glass. Anyway, that was lucky. What else am I going to need for my logistics pipes? Well, I should have crafted most of this off camera, hopefully. So I need some golden chipsets. I'm going to need 2 of those. I need some redstone torches, some cobblestone transport pipes, which are made simply with 2 cobblestone and 1 glass. And a diamond transport pipe, and that's expensive, but again, very simply, 2 diamonds, 1 glass. I think we can just about manage that. grab a couple of golden chipsets. You may have noticed I made some diamond chipsets as well off camera. They take a very long time to make, so I thought I'd make them and not have you guys sit and watch it happen. Also, I might well use them in this episode. I've not decided yet. Okay, so we need ourselves some cobblestone. We need ourselves some glass. What else? We need some redstone, I think. A couple of that will do. A couple of sticks. Let's see if we can't make ourselves some logistics pipes. You know, I'm only going to need one craft of those, aren't I? Yes. So, there's our cobblestone transport pipes. We need some diamonds. 2. Let's throw these down as well. Get ourselves our diamond transport pipes. There's my sticks. Here we are. Redstone torch. Diamond transport pipe. Cobblestone transport pipes. Actually, one more of each of you in. That would make sense. And then our 2 golden chipsets. Well, that was expensive, but here we are. We have ourselves some basic logistics pipes. Just going to very quickly throw these down just to kind of show you how they work. So here's our cobblestone transport pipes, and there's a basic logistics pipe which looks much cooler. However, you notice it's red, and that's because it hasn't got power. We're going to get to powering this system very shortly. One of the things you have to do with logistics pipes, as it does its routing and things like that, if you've got a logistics network with this here, it's not going to work properly because the items will come through this way, they'll get to this junction here, and then they will follow typical buildcraft behavior, in which case it has a 50% chance to go that way and 50% chance to go that way. And of course, if you add extra pipes here and here, it will modify the probabilities respectively. So the way that we avoid this with logistics pipes is to throw a logistic pipe down whenever there is a junction to ensure that items are routed correctly. So there's a little explanation of that. You'll probably see me doing that as we go on today. So I just wanted to make sure we got that out of the way to start with. The next thing that we're going to need is something called a supplier pipe. If I can find this, there we are, supplier logistics pipe. So we need our basic logistics pipes and any 2 blue dye. I'm going to want 2 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. There we are. Now what these will do is they will supply, if we read here, automatically fills the chest on machine, and they can be configured, and it can get items from any source and ignores providers on the same block. So what I'm going to do with these is these are actually going to go onto my macerators and my furnaces over there to automatically place ores to be ore doubled. The next things that we are going to need are some extractor modules, which are these here. Now what an extractor module will do, it's fairly simply crafted. We need some blank modules as well for this. Is it allows you to place modules into chassis. Now the difference between each of these is basically a logistics pipe that you can modify with modules. Basically, as you can see there, each chassis will hold a different amount of modules, up to, let's see, is it 8 different modules. So you can have a lot of functionality in just one. We are, however, only going to need the Logistics Chassis Mark 1. And we're going to need a couple of those. So let's grab ourselves some iron and some redstone. That should be all that we need for this. 2. Let's see if I remember the crafting recipe. I'd be amazed if I did. No. Oh, it's the other way around. Okay. Well, we can do that, I think. Put that there. Number 2. Boosh. There we go. Put some stuff away. Quickly filling up my inventory. There we are. You may have noticed as well I've been doing some work with my farms. I should probably have put those away before I started. Anyway, we're then going to need our extractor modules. And I know I'm going to need a few more modules as well. So I am actually going to make extra. So let's see. This should be enough paper. And now I'm going to need these. Still got the redstone. Nope. There we are. Grab that. Okay. Let's see. Can I remember how to make our blank modules? Yes, I can. Well, at least I remembered something, guys. I'm getting there. You can be taught. Let's put these gold nuggets away because I'll just forget about them, won't I? Okay. So we need extractor modules. Let's see, we need for this 2 iron chipsets and 2 blue dye of any type. Okay, well we can do that. Grab some iron chipsets from here. And also to clean up our inventory, one thing we're going to do is just very quickly... we need to remove these, aren't we? They won't fit because they're taking up that block space. We're going to put these on here. They're going to go here anyway. There we are. Now you can kind of see some of the... Why won't you place there? Are you taking up that block there? Yes, you are. You can see some of the inner workings there. Nothing fancy. Just some electric wire and some redstone engines, that is. Let's grab 2 of you. Run back over here. Let's get rid of some of this junk because I can craft most of it again. The rest that I can't, I don't really want or need. Okay. We've got our blank modules. We need 1, 2, 3, 4 of you. 2 of you. Ta-da! Extractor modules. Wonderful. Okay. And they are actually for underneath. So we'll put those in place as well. Now, I wanted to do this bit by bit. Because I could craft this all together, dig some tunnels, and then kind of lay it all out. However, what I did kind of worry about is that might overwhelm a couple of people who are not familiar with the mod. All of a sudden, everything's happening, and they have absolutely no idea which is connected to what, why it's connected to that, how it works. So I wanted to do it piece by piece. Now, if I remember correctly, I actually need a wrench to access these. Shift right click? No, maybe I need a crescent hammer of some description. Maybe I can just click the module in. Let's try that. Yes, I can. Wonderful. I believe if I want to configure that, I will need a crescent hammer or something similar. So you can just come down here for a second, again, just to clean up my inventory while I'm doing this. Right, so that's our extractor modules done. Chassis done. Good. Supplier pipes are done. And then the last thing that we are going to need is we are going to need to bring up logistics pipes again. And we are going to need a chassis Mark II. I probably should have grabbed the stuff for this while I was in there. Whoops. And we're also going to want ourselves a item sync module and a provider module wherever one of these bad boys. There is provider module. Okay. So we're going to need 2 blue dye again, golden chipset, and item sync. We're going to need a iron chipset and 2 green dye. Okay, well I can do both of those fairly easily, which is kind of nice. So I need 1 of you and 1 of you. The rest should be fairly easy. 2 blue dye. 2 green dye. Good. Let's put... Where's my modules gone? I'm sure I had more modules than this. Did I leave them in here? Ah, yes I did. Good. Scared myself for a second there. There's 1 extractor module. Oh, well that was just very silly, wasn't it? I didn't want another extractor module, did I? Right, well let's not make sure I don't make that mistake again. There we are, provider module. And another chipset now. I should probably move these made chipsets up to the top as well, just to make crafting that little bit easier. Okay, let's come over here. I've got another crafting table here. And of course my blank upgrades are all the way over here, and I'm going to need to make more of those, aren't I? Because I just wasted some. Yay! I'm doing so well. And my inventory is full. You can go away. 2, 3, gonna need some more paper. View. Gold ingot, you can go there. I need to make the 1, I think, so you can go back. Couple of you. Second time lucky. And have I just, I have, haven't I? Probably left my cactus over there. Oh no, it would have been put away, wouldn't it? Okay. There we are. Now I'm just going to very quickly sleep for the night, except for we're not, because there is a zombie here. Where are you? Show yourself. Ah, just a good time to show my hammer. There we go, 2 hits. Nice. I love this hammer. It has brought me great joy in mining. Right, now we can rest. Good. Now the reason that we wanted ourselves a provider module and an item sync module is for our draw slave here. So draw controller, sorry. If you remember, this will connect us quite handily to every single draw in our draw network, if you'd like. There we go. That'll work. And the reason we want that is to use with our Mark II chassis, which I believe I haven't made yet. Did I make that? I'm sure It sounds like something I would have done, but perhaps it's something I didn't do. No, I don't believe I did. Well, aren't I just an idiot? What do I need for this? Oh, 2 iron ingots. That's not too difficult. Put those back. 1, 2. There we are. Good. Well, this I can craft down here. I brought the resources with me. I'm doing things very well prepared as usual, as I'm sure you're used to by now. Good. There we are. All this running about will be a thing by the past, hopefully by the end of the episode as well, which is another reason why I'm setting this system up. And hopefully now, if we just come down here very quickly, place this here, we have a logistics chassis here. Now the reason we want the item sync module is it means that when items come into the network, it will look at the draw controller and any items that are currently in the drawers anywhere along here, and it will put them in the correct drawer. So we want that in for sure. Bump. And the next thing we're going to want in is our provider module. Now this basically does the opposite. When the system requests something, bump, we'll put that in there, it will look at all the drawers currently connected to the draw controller. If it finds one that has anything in it that it's requested, so if it's requested gravel for instance, it'll pull it out and send it on its merry way. Very, very, very useful. And this is why we wanted all this stuff. Good, fantastic. We're making some very good progress here. We've got ourselves the basic pipe setup. The next thing we need to do is run our lines. So to do that, we need to connect it with pipes. I'm going to use stone pipes, which are like cobblestone pipes, but they're, well, just faster. Okay, so I'm only going to make, well, let's make a few more of those for now. We'll make 40 of those. And the plan will be essentially just to run our way over to where we need to be, which is over in this direction. And we'll kind of do it as kind of out of sight as possible. Now I believe this is the entrance over here. So if we come down here, are we still in line? Yes, we are. Good. We come down here. Yes, here we are. We have our modern stone bricks. Good. So, again, I think if we go down maybe 1 level, I think 1 level sounds reasonable. Okay, and we'll come across this way. Ah. Now, this may be a problem. This is actually the mechanism for my door. We don't really want to be disrupting this at all. So, in fact, this works quite nicely because I need to be a few blocks over anyway, I would imagine. And we can do that. We can do that. A little too close to them, so I'll have to cover that back over. We don't want creepers dropping in on our piping network. One of the reasons why I just broke something, didn't I? Whoops. That's what I was afraid of. Oh, no, that's easy fixable. There we are. Good. Right, so I can't go that way. I need to come across maybe 2 blocks more. Where is that? There we are. There's my excavator. Let's make some short work of this. There we are. This should be much better. I don't want to use it now because I end up taking out blocks again that I don't want to in particular. Now I should be in just about the right kind of place now. You'll notice that's lit up, and that's because this is actually a carpenter's block that I put glowstone on. So if you ever wondered, which you probably haven't, but if you have wondered how I keep my warehouse lit, it is a combination of the lamps that you've seen already, and then those glowstone carpenter blocks there, which are actually really, really nice, because, well, they're invisible. Okay, so what we're going to do very quickly as well is come over to where we want our pipes to be, and kind of dig down a couple of blocks, and hopefully we should connect. So let's dig down here. Where's our... Right, there we are. Good. That looks promising. Wow. I was 1 block off. I'm quite pleased with that. Okay, we'll come under here again. Good. Right, all we need to do now is run these pipes like this. Have a pipe here. We're going to need a junction pipe there, as I previously mentioned, just to make sure things go in the correct direction. I really shouldn't have an inventory this full for doing this. But, hey ho. We'll learn to live with it. I probably don't want all these items that are popping off anyway. Okay, and so we'll just run that now. Should be fairly simple. Yeah, we'll come across this way. And one of the reasons I'm not just putting this kind of like 1 block below the floor is that I do want to be able to come back down here and perform any kind of maintenance that is required as time goes on. Okay, clear out some of this crap. Am I going to be like... Yeah, I'm going to be like too short, aren't I? That's kind of frustrating. Ah, well. Worse things have happened. Let's just make a couple more of these. Put the glass in there. Get rid of it for now. There we are. Ta-da! Right, now that's all hooked up now. Currently still, it's not going to be doing anything. Okay, so let's put away some of the stuff that I now don't need. You can be thrown away. I'm just going to clear my inventory up a bit actually before we get onto this next part, because we've got a bit more crafting to do. We're probably going to have a lot more types of modules and things in the art pack, so if you bear with me, I'm just going to clear my inventory and we'll get back on to getting this system up. Hello guys, and welcome back. I have cleaned up my inventory. I've done a bit of cleaning up in here as well. I've connected the rest of the pipes up here. I've connected our supply pipe, to the rest of the system, and I've put back in the floor. I will make some covers for these as well at some point when I can be bothered with that. I also made ourselves a crescent hammer, and I was absolutely right. If you right click a pipe or a module, so for instance if I right click my logistics chassis pipe there, I can see what modules are in there and configure them. If I right click a pipe for instance, I can configure in the supply pipe what I want to keep stocked. Now at the moment I'm only going to stock 2 different types of items. I'm probably going to put iron ore in here and then gold ore in here. Now of course I might well end up having a machine for every type of ore, and that's absolutely fine. But for now we're going to need to configure them. So let's grab some iron ore and some gold ore. We need 1 of each. Let's configure you to be iron. Pop that in there. and we're going to say that we want to keep this full, as full as possible with iron. Whenever we get iron in, we want it to be coming straight here to be processed and or doubled. And we'll do the same here, but for gold. There we are, full. Wonderful. Now, we should hopefully see things working, shouldn't we? We've got everything set up, everything's connected. No, because we are missing one key important thing, and that is that logistics networks actually need some power, which is why I didn't do this from the get-go, aside from the fact that you need lasers for the chipsets and what have you. I need power for this, and now we've got our water mill set up, which I'll show you actually before we leave today, because I've printed them up and now I think they look quite good. Now we've got those set up, we actually have the power to do this. So what we need for ourselves is a logistics power junction, which thankfully is easy to craft, to some iron and some redstone. So let's grab that, grab ourselves some redstone there, redstone block in the middle, and some iron. Wonderful. Get ourselves a logistics pipe. So the way we go about doing this is we place down our logistics power junction, and just for simplicity I am going to place that, let's see, good question actually, where do I want to place it? For simplicity's sake, and I will move this, but just to demonstrate, I'll place this here. You'll notice it immediately connects. You do need to connect your logistics power junction to a basic logistics pipe, which will then send power through the network for you. We then need to put power in here, which is quite simple. We know how to do that. There we are. Take power from there. Currently getting power. Fantastic. And this is turning green. I think everything else should be turning green. And hopefully, shortly, we should see coming from this pipe some items. I mean, we're getting purple sparkles here, which is a good sign, showing us that it's requesting things. Although these are only, to be fair, stone pipes, they are quite slow. So it might take a little while for them to get here. Let's just double check to see if the items have left. Okay. 90 iron ore and 28 gold ore. No items leaving here. Do you have anything in here yet? No. See if we say partial. Maybe this will, because perhaps it's waiting to have a full stack to pull in, which is not something. Ah, there we are. Wonderful. Ah, and we immediately have a problem right there. Now we have two problems. Wonderful. Well, you can go there. I'll fix you later. We needed to put a logistics pipe here. That was very silly of us. There we go. Well, not very silly of you at all. Very silly of me. Hopefully now we should see some coming back through. Well, it's already been placed into our electric furnace. Let's see if this pulls it out. Ah, I might need to configure this. Let's see. Down? Maybe? No. Interesting. Now, are you working again yet? It'd be really nice if you were. Aha! Wonderful. You should be pulling That's got 63 in there. Good. You're partial. You should still be requesting gold, though. There's some... there we are. Good. They just needed kind of toggling back on again, so it recognised they were there. Awesome. Now we've got this system in place. I'm going to need to work on why this is not outputting. And I think I know why almost immediately. And I think this is because I'm going to need an upgrade which will allow me to eject from certain sides. That's fine. We've now got this automatic ore doubling put in place. So whenever iron ore or gold ore drops into my drawers, it will be pulled straight out. And let's have a look at the numbers here. Yeah, we've dropped quite significantly. It'll be pulled straight out and go straight to be processed. I'm really happy with that. That is awesome. Cool. So I'm just going to look into what I need to craft these upgrades for IC2. Or maybe it's just to upgrade. That's heavy, quick, Luke. IC2. Where are you, IC2? Ah, here we are. Ejector upgrade. Is that the one we want? Must be. Oh, that's not cheap at all. Okay. I'm going to just stop a second, craft a couple of these up, and then I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back everyone. I actually have crafted and configured my ejector upgrade for both of these IC2 machines. And then I input them and, well, it still wasn't working. I even upgraded my extractor module to an advanced extractor module by throwing some redstone on it and having the iron ingot as included, making sure the sneaky was set to down when I had my configured ejector upgrade in there, but none of it was working. And I think I know why. And this is why I did this in steps, as much to my benefit as yours, is it allows me to really easily think, okay, well, which step did I go wrong in? And it was this one. The item sync module. Now if I come to configure this, the item sync module will sync the requested items into our system. We don't want that, although we want a very similar module, and this is this one here that I've crafted, and I'll show you the recipe quickly. 2 orange dye, iron chipset and a blank module. The polymorphic item sync basically does what I said our item sync would do, in that it will pull items from the network if they're already here. It acts as the kind of highest priority route, if you like. I think it may be starting to pull already. Let's go over here and let's see if we've started to pull from our machines already. It looks like we might have done. Yes, there we are. Wonderful. So it looks like we don't even need these ejector upgrades, which is good because these actually cost EU every time they operate. And in fact, these are just about keeping up with these machines as well. Pulling out. Good. Good. I'm really happy with that. We've now got the very starts of some advanced item sorting, automatic advanced item sorting, and ore processing as well. Now, of course, this needs to be expanded to include all the kind of ores that I'm regularly going to be collecting. However, this is a very good start, and I'm really happy with this episode. I know it's been quite long, and it seems like we haven't achieved a great deal. However, I wanted to kind of guide you guys through this process, especially if you've not really used these logistics pipes before. They can be quite confusing. They can be quite involved. But hopefully this has kind of given you a good introduction to them as well. Guys, thank you so much. I noticed the problem here as well. Oh, I've done it again. We need a logistics chassis here. Boop. There we go. Because there was another junction. I just noticed that iron ore bouncing back and about there. That's why, because we need another chassis there. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the episode. Next episode, we may well be delving some more back into logistics pipes. I certainly want to get myself a request table, and we may also start some of the magical mods, perhaps even particularly witchery, and maybe even explain agricraft finally, as I keep promising I will do. The explanation is coming. I just want to make sure it's included with some of the mod content so it makes sense for you guys. There we are. Let's retexture this. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've kind of enjoyed the episode. If you've got any questions about logistics pipes, or if you've got any tips or comments about logistics pipes, please feel free to throw them in the comments below. And like and subscribe if you like what you saw and you'd like to see some more of it. This is Westlaw, signing off.